All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Good afternoon. And welcome back to today's meeting. Okay. Some of you actually joined a little bit late. That's why we had to delay the rest of the persons that actually joined. But thank you for joining still. All right. So we're going to be looking through the market, and please do well to stop your video when you join. All right. Do well to stop your video when you join so that it won't disturb the rest of the persons. And also, if you have any question, yeah, you can just drop it on the comment section. I will try to go through each and every one of them at intervals and then answer some of your questions. All right. Remember, it's agro commodities. Someone said, I can't see your screen. You just joined. And I guess if you look at the screen very well, you'll see agro commodity expose. All right. I believe you can see that also. All right. So, like I was saying, if you have any question, the comment section is open. You can always drop your questions there. But you can also send it to me directly as a personal message. If you think you prefer me to answer it personally or you want to send it personally, just go to click on my name. Or when you see on the comment section, you see everyone, just click on that everyone and select my name there. Okay, so I'm going to be changing my name to, it's actually written as Rally Trade, but I was just going to change it to my name so that, so you just click on my name and then you should be able to send it to me directly, Chikeze. All right, it will come to me directly, right? Okay, so yeah, you can do that if, especially when um, I ask for personal details or something, please try not to send it as a group message. Try to send it to me personally, all right? When I ask for any personal information, send it to me personally. Don't send it as a group. If you send it as a group, I probably might ignore it, but then I'll prefer you send it to me personally, right? Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now, but then before I share my screen, I just want to know how many persons are joining this Agro meeting for the first time. If today is your first time joining the Agro meeting, can you just type on the comment section like with first time? Just put on the comment section first time. Okay. Okay, so I've got only create. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So we've got several first timers in the house. So he said is first time. All right, you weren't so sure that it was your first time. Okay, I think we've actually got a lot of first timers in the house. Okay, so that actually means that I'm going to be starting off from the very before. All right. I'm going to be starting off from the very before, and let's see how far we'll be able to go today. But I might be a little bit fast from the beginning because remember that by 2 p.m. we will be going into the live session. So I will try to use the time that we have that I've allotted for this to be able to take advantage of this particular trade. All right. And every other thing, of course, can actually come later. All right. So if you have, like I said, if you have any question, feel free to ask. But then if you want to send it to me personally, if you think it's something that you should send to me personally, feel free. Just click on that. When you go to the chat session, check where you have everyone, click on everyone, and then look for where my name is, and then select my name, and then drop me the message personally. All right. Especially when it has to do with your personal information and other personal questions that you want to ask, you can always drop it for me personally, right? But the rest, you can just drop it on the comment section for everyone. Okay. All right. So let's just go ahead while we get started. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, we're looking at agro-commodities expose, and the purpose of this class is actually to expose you to other classes of instruments. I know a lot of you only knows about, about the currency pairs, about the indices, about the commodities like the oil, and then you know about gold. Okay, but then you don't really know about agro commodities, or probably if you've heard about it, you don't really know how it works. You don't really know how to trade it. Or maybe when you see people trading on it, and because of probably they will tell you, you don't need to go through that one. You don't need to near that particular instrument. Yeah, it could be true, but then it can also not be true, because there is no how you get to understand how agro commodity works if you don't really try to research about it. If you don't get to know how the instrument work, or if you don't get to really know, oh, this is what I should do, this is what I should do to really be able to take advantage of it. All right. So agro commodities is actually one of the best instruments that anybody can trade on. Reason is because it is very much profitable, number one, and it is less volatile. Some persons said they don't like agro commodities because it is very volatile. But the truth is that agro commodity is not very volatile. It is less volatile, actually. Agro commodities is less volatile. The volatility on these instruments is not much. But then the PIP value, it is very high. The PIP value of agro commodities is very high. When I say the PIP value, what am I talking about? I am talking about the the amount you can make just by trading a single lot using in this particular instrument. All right. The amount you can make within the shortest possible time while you're trading on these instruments. Right. So that is what we're actually looking out for to explore in this meeting, right? All right. So that being said, we're going to be now looking at, okay, what is agro commodities? What does it really mean? How do we go about it? How do we trade on agro commodities? How can we make profit from agro commodities? How can we do all those things? Okay, so now we're looking at agro commodities as a class of instruments, and we're looking at what is agro commodities. What does it really mean? Now, agro commodities is it's those instruments in the financial market that actually that of course you can grow, and you can harvest them for food and for other materials. All right. So when we're looking at for agro commodities, corn, we're looking at corn, we're looking at something like wheat, we're looking at sugar, we're looking at soya bean. Of course, I know that we have something like oil, but then is oil agro commodities? The answer is no. Agro commodities are basically those instruments or those particular commodities that you can grow and harvest for food and other raw materials. Do you understand? We have gold, yes, we have copper, we have platinum. These are commodities, but they are not agro commodities. So agro commodities are special classes of instruments that you can easily get their ways. You can easily get to know how they work. You can easily get to understand, oh, this particular instrument, this is exactly how it works. This is the best I can actually do, and this is how I can make profit from it. All right. Now, agro commodity trading is just buying and selling of these agro commodities. Now, I had a client one certain time that was, I'm going to be telling a lot of stories while I'm talking about this so that you really get to understand what I'm talking about, right? I had a client one certain time where we're having a conversation. So I was asking him what he does for a living. He said he's into buying and selling of commodities. I was like, wow, what kind of commodities? He said agro commodities. I said, are you serious? Do you know that you can actually trade on agro commodities on the financial market? He said, yes, that's actually what he heard. And that is why he actually registered in the first place. So I was asking him, have you tried it before? Do you know how it works? He said, no. So we got talking, and then, of course, got him to when he started trading up. I told him, okay, before he would he place any trade, of course, we're actually having a conversation. So before he places a trade, I will give him a call. I'll be like, okay, have you tried in your normal market? What is the cost of this? At what price will someone give you this particular instrument to buy? And then you will buy. What are the things that are currently affecting this particular instrument? So most times when it comes to wheat, he will tell me, I cannot buy wheat now because this. I said, okay, fine. If you cannot buy wheat now, it means that I can actually sell it. All right. So if you cannot buy it at your normal market rate, why not just, it means that you cannot also buy it at the financial market. The only thing you can do is that you can just sell it. All right. So he will say, okay, fine. Because of this, he will enter a sell. All right. And he made profit the first time. I was like, oh wow, does it really work that? I said, yes, exactly. So another time he felt, okay, there are some news that actually came out that is going to be making the price of wheat to go up. He was so specialized with wheat. All right. And I told him, okay, fine. With that, let's go and buy wheat. Let's buy wheat. Not on your own normal market. You can buy from your normal market, but here, let's actually buy wheat. And we bought and allowed it. Then he was actually the one that was even giving me most of the information. Why? Because this is actually what he does, and he understands how the market works. He knows the market dynamics. He knows when to buy, when not to buy, when to sell, and when not to sell. So he understands every single thing about this. So that actually tells you that when you are into this, you can actually understand how the market works just using some of the news that actually affect the market out there to also predict the market here, because it's exactly the same thing. All right. I also had a client once in time that he's not into oil. All right. But then he said his favorite instrument is US 100. So I was asking him, you are into oil, you understand the market, the oil market, you understand every single thing about it. You read news about OPEC, oil WTI, and other ones. So how come your favorite instrument is not oil? How come? So he was like, because he has not really gotten to understand. I said, exactly the same way the oil market work out there is exactly the same way the oil market work in here. The same news that affect both affect this one. It's just that when it comes to Nigerian settings, you might not really be getting something that will give you that in the Nigerian scenario, unless if you're just into the Nigerian setting. Maybe you're only buying within the Nigeria. But if you really want to make the money in the financial market, you're not just going to be constrained with the Nigerian setting. You have to look above or look forward to what is actually happening in other countries. How is this thing done? And with that, you can get exactly the knowledge that you need to trade this. So agro commodities, it's generally the same thing that happens in your commodity market out there, right? So that is actually one of the reasons why agro-commodity trading is one of the simplest and the easiest. Now, if I ask you, what are the companies that makes up US 100? You might not be able to tell me. If I ask you, what are the companies that makes up the DE30? You might not be able to tell me, but you love DE30. But how come when you know exactly this is agro-commodities, this is when it's being produced? Like, of course, recently now, you can buy very nice corn for 100 naira, right? Very good this thing with nice shapes. All right, you understand what I'm talking about. All right, you can buy them for as low as 100 naira. But some time back, you will not even buy. When you see something without it, they'll still be telling you 200 or something. That is because as at then, it was not the season of corn, but now is the season of corn. And in fact, it's now, you can see it everywhere. That is to tell you that the prices of corn should actually be coming down. If that is the case here, it's also the same thing in the financial market. It is just that it's in a bigger, what is it called, quantity that you're looking at. You're looking at it as in its totality. All right. That is how you can trade on agro commodities. So every single thing that you see out there, you can just replicate them, just fine tune them. You'll be able to have a very perfect result while you're trading on your agro commodities. So that is exactly how to trade. So don't be scared to when someone tells you that, oh, agro commodities is something, you cannot go there. you can go there. The only thing is that if you're trading on it, just know the lot size you're going to be using for any particular amount, but you should know the limit. You should know the limit. You cannot go there with some certain amount. We're going to talk about that. But I am just saying generally to tell you that agro commodity is not one crazy instrument that once you do anyhow, it will just do it anyhow. No. Agro commodity is actually one of the best instruments that someone can trade and make some money. It's just that it's expensive. That is the only way. That is the only difference. It is expensive. All right, it is expensive. That is the only difference between what we do and then the outside market. You can, of course, if you've gotten con recently, you even know. All right, but then let's go to the next page. Let's go to the next page. So we're looking at for what type of agro commodities are we actually looking at? We have corn, we have wheat, we have coffee, we have sugar, we have quite a number of them. We have a lot. All right. We have a lot. We have rice. Okay. We have quite a number of we have quite a number of instruments that you can actually trade on. You have quite a number. All right. Don't worry, we'll get to all the questions you're already dropping. We'll get to all of them. So just relax. If you have a question, you can just drop it there and let it be. We'll attend to all of them. Okay. All right. Now, going forward, let's check the next one. Why do we have to trade on agro commodities? Like I said earlier, it is one of the most profitable instruments. Agro commodities is one of the most profitable instruments. So we trade agro commodity because of the profitability. And because of the less volatility, it is less volatile compared to other instruments. It is less volatile. Then it also has a global value. You cannot say, okay, this particular day, this one is having, no, agro commodities always have a global value. All right. Then, of course, it can easily be predicted. Once you understand the dynamics of agro commodities, you can easily predict it. You can easily see, know how the next direction of agro commodities. Why do you think all of us love agro commodity? All right. That is not because that is the only instrument that can make you money, but because you can easily predict the movement of agro commodities. And once you have money, trust me, you can actually do it and do it very, very well. Now, how come it is easily predicted? That is because of the fundamentals that affect agro commodities. Like in US, you have a lot of fundamentals that you even get worried. What is this? In US, you have CPI, you have FOMC, you have NFP, you have what is it called? Pulse Symposium, you have this one, you have that one, you have what is it called? Unemployment rate and the rest of them and unemployment claims. Actually, you just get tired along the line. But for agro commodities, you only have few fundamentals, and these fundamentals is actually what determine the trend of the instrument. Just few. Agro commodities is not 100% a technical instrument. All right. Of course, you can use your technical analysis to determine what is going to be happening to gold, what is going to be happening to oil, to US 30 and US 100 and the likes. But for agro commodities, it's not like that. Is not fully controlled by technical. But once you understand the fundamentals, you can actually make some really, really good profit. And you also understand the dynamics, how it works, because not just about the fundamentals, there are still other things that actually controls this market. So the first fundamental you're going to be looking at for, okay, is the first one is season. Like I already told you that for agro commodities, you have different seasons. All right, we have different seasons. This is the season of corn. All right, I think it's also the season of wheat. All right, I think it is also the season of wheat. So that would actually make this instrument a little bit cheaper. And when an instrument's price is cheap, what happens to the price? What happens to the price? When the price of a particular instrument is cheap, what happens to it? Can someone tell me? I just need like 3 persons. Once 3 persons answer, please don't answer again. All right, I just need 3 persons that will tell me when you said that, okay, the price of a particular commodity is cheap, what happens to it? It falls. Thank you. Okay. All right. 3 persons have answered. No more. Thank you. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I think I'm getting something really, really. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, it's okay. I think I need to explain something because we're having some conflicting results. Okay, no need of sending again. I want to explain the one that I already sent because I know that you will definitely fall into one of these categories. So, some people said the prices will fall, which is also the same people that said the prices will sell. Falling and selling is the same thing. Then some people also said that the prices will buy. Okay, I think I need to explain something there. Thank God I actually asked this question. Now, when the price of an instrument is cheap, when the prices are, sorry, excuse me. When the price of any instrument is cheap, it will sell. It will fall. It means that it's going down. All right. Cheaper prices means that it's going to go down. What is cheap prices? Okay, for example, now something you normally get for $1,000 now falls from $1,000 to $800, now to $700, now to $600. What is it doing? It is selling. All right, it is selling. So it falls. When the price of instruments is cheap, it falls. So those people that said sell is correct. When prices of instruments are cheap, you don't buy it. If you buy it, it means that you're going to be going against the market and it's going to go against you. So it is not a buy, all right? It is not a buy. It is a sell. When the prices of instruments is cheap, it sells. But when the prices are high, it buys. When the prices are high, it means that it keeps on going up. And how will you know the prices are high? Like, for example, now, the higher the production or higher the supply, the lower the prices. Just use your law of demand and supply. Something that those things they taught us was it in primary school or secondary school? Okay, secondary school. That they say the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded, all those things. Now, buying low and selling high is different from what we were talking about. Buying low and selling high is different. Now, buying low, it's actually the perfect ways of trading. Now, buying low just means that when a trade is on an uptrend and then it retraces, comes to the lower part, then you should buy from that point so that when it finally goes up, you will make your profit. But when it gets to a resistance, and then from that point, it's actually called a high, then you can sell. That is different from what I'm talking about. For agro commodities, when the prices of those instruments are becoming cheaper, then you should sell them because the prices will keep on going down. I hope you understand the difference. Okay, let me ask you a question. Your name only is Chi, so I don't know whether it's Chidebere, Chiamaka, Chikeze, but Chi, just listen. Let me ask, this particular question is for you. For example, now, let's say you be using corn. All right, you went to Ogba market, all right, and you want to buy corn, and then they tell you, okay, for you can get two for 1,000, two, all right, find two very fine one for 1,000, but then you know that you can also get that two from another. Oh, okay. Thank you. I guess there is no need of explaining. All right, so let's just move ahead. Getting confused. All right, maybe we'll get back to that. All right, so that is season. During the season of that particular instrument, you find out that their prices are cheaper. The prices are cheaper. All right, the prices are cheaper. So in that particular situation, you're going to be seeing more of a sell. Now, what about the next fundamental? Inflation. What is inflation? Inflation is the consistent rise of the prices of goods and services. It's a consistent rise in prices of goods and services. All right, that is inflation. That is the basic definition of inflation. And when you know that, okay, this thing, the prices are just going higher, of course, during inflation period, the prices go up. The same thing with agro commodities. The price of agro commodities goes up. But when it is a deflation period, of course, you're going to be seeing a lower prices and the rest of them. So that is basically what inflation actually affects this particular instrument. So just be on the lookout. Anytime you see inflation is hitting America bad, just know that the prices of this particular instrument most likely is going to be going up. And especially when they keep on increasing interest rates, you're going to be seeing agro commodities having a little bit of more of a push up. Then you also have weather. Weather is another factor that affects agro commodities. All right. When you have a good weather to plant, now this is basically for the planting. When you have good weather to plant, of course, you're going to be having a better yield. All right. But then when the weather is not friendly, you'll find out that the yield becomes so poor. And of course, that will increase the prices. All right. Now, when you look at the weather condition, there are some places, part of the world that said actually suffered from wildfire. All right. Now, just imagine it is a state, is a country that actually produces corn or wheat or one of these agro commodities in bulk. What do you think that is going to happen? Some of their now there was something that happened sometime in Nigeria where we had massive flooding. Do you know that some of those villages that got flooded, that actually produce some basic food. Trust me, the price of those particular food they produce actually skyrocketed. Why? Because they could not bring out their crops again. All right. I remember back then we had some places in Delta State that used to produce lots of food crops stopped. Why? Because of the flood. All right. That is one of those reasons. So when you have a good weather condition, the prices most likely is going to fall. But then when you have a harsh weather condition, prices most likely is going to go up. Then improved seedling, the better the seedling to plant, the better the yield and the lower the prices. All right. So these are just some basic terms that we can actually use. But what about now? This is actually what we're going to be looking at for very, very well. What about some websites? Remember, you might not really, some of these news that affect other instruments don't affect this particular instrument. So it means that there's a website, or there are some websites that you can actually visit that will give you a perfect news about agro commodities. All right. There are some news that we'll visit that will give us a perfect commodity, that will give you a perfect result. Okay, someone asked a question. Let me just pick up the question before I go to the next one. If inflation is high, is it a buy or a sell? Please use the example. What are the sites? Relax. Relax, okay? All right, so when you have higher inflation, remember that inflation is the rise of the consistent rise in price of goods and services. This is a good, all right. It is an agro product, so the prices will definitely go up, so it will buy. Do you understand? Like I was saying on that on the case of the corn, when you have let's say Nigerian inflation is of course is still surging, and what you normally get at a particular price, the price will definitely increase. It will go higher. All right. So that is basically it. So I'm going to be going in through to the site, but I'll first of all stop my screen sharing. Or before I go to the site, let's just discuss some other things. Now, profitability and the opening times. When you want to trade on agro commodities, you can actually screen grab this. You can screen grab this is in Nigerian timing. All right. The opening time of this particular instrument from Monday, it is 1:05 a.m. 1:05 a.m. It opens by 1:05 a.m. All right. 1:05 a.m. That is the opening time. It has two opening times and it has two closing times. Agro commodities is one of those instruments that has two opening times and two closing times. All right, please mark that. It's very much important. It has two opening times and two closing times. So the first opening time, if you have a pen to write it down, you can write down. The first one is by 1:05 a.m. 1:05 a.m. Then the closing time for the first opening, the closing time is 1:45 p.m. So from 1:05 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. From 1:05 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. Then the second one is from that's the first opening. The second opening is from 2:35 p.m. From 2:35 p.m. to 7 p.m. From 2:35 p.m. to 7 p.m. Let me take it again. From 1:05 a.m. 1:05 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. And then from 2:35 p.m. to 7 p.m. I hope you got that. So that is the opening times of this particular instrument. All right. That is the opening times of this particular instrument. Then profitability. Then after this, we'll now go to the website. Now, this is actually the reason why we love agro commodities, because it's very much profitable. It is very much profitable. Now, we love it for the money. All right. We love it for the money. Yeah. Somebody was to be saying, okay, is it just, yeah, it's because of the money. We love agro commodities for the money sake. Now, what you're seeing on the screen, it is exactly what it is. Now, for wheat, if you're trading on wheat, as low as just 0.01, you know that when you're trading, you actually consider 0.01 as the least profitable lot size because that is the lowest one. But for agro commodities, only one pip on wheat, one pip on 0.01. Like one pip is just like, when you're looking at your time, the second hand, all right? The second hand, that is actually what I mean by one pip, all right? Now, just one pip is about 1,662 naira. One pip on agro commodities on 0.01 is 1,662 naira. One pip on 0.01 on corn is about 2,078 naira. On coffee is about 8,300. On sugar is about 4,000. On soybean is about 1,200. On cocoa is about 41 naira. But on cotton is about 2,096 naira. All right. It means that cocoa is actually the one that is not very much profitable, but of course, it can still give you some really good amount of money. All right. But then on 0.1, 0.1. So for these people, for these 0.01, all right, if you want to trade on agro commodities, and then if you must trade on agro commodities, all right, and with 0.01, 0.01, yes, you can actually use your 500K can trade on 0.01. Only 0.01. But if you want to trade from 0.05 to 0.09, remember I'm still talking about 0.0. That is the micro lot. From 0.05 to 0.09, you must not have anything less than 1 million to 1.5 million. Yeah, from 1 million to 1.5 million should be able to trade you on that. But if you want to trade on 0.1 to 0.9, you must have up to 2 million, 2 million naira and above. All right. But if you want to trade on one standard lot, please, you should not have anything less than a 4 million naira or 30 to 4 million naira in your account. And that must be the only trade you are taking. If you want to trade on one standard lot, that must be the only trade that you're taking. Don't take any other trade with it. That is the only way. All right. All right. That is the only way. All right. So I just said that. Let me say it again. If you want to trade on 0.01, only 0.01, fine. From 500K to a million naira should be able to do it for you. But then if you want to trade on 0.05 to 0.09, 0.05 to 0.09, you should have at between 1 million to 1.5 million naira in your account. From 1 million to 1.5 million naira in your account. All right. Then if you want to trade on 0.1 to 0.9, you should have from 2 million naira and above. But if you want to trade on one standard lot, it should be from 3 million and above. And it should be the only trade you're taking. Don't miss it with other one. Just take only that particular trade. I hope you got that. All right. So let's now go to the website and now discuss what we're going to be doing before we finally come back to the strategies we're going to be using to trade on agro commodities. Just a second, I'm coming. I'm trying to open. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to be using two websites. All right, I'm going to be using two websites for it. So the first one is going to be the just a second. The first one we're going to be using okay, let's make it three. We're going to be using three websites, but All right, so we're going to be using the first one is going to be worldgrain.com. Worldgrain.com, right? Yeah, we'll be using worldgrain.com. Then the second one we're going to be using is we're going to be using sorry, I'm just having a little bit of network issue when it comes to typing worldgrain. Worldgrain.com. Yeah, that should be there. All right, so okay, so this is it. All right, so this is the first website we're going to be using. I'm going to forward all the websites to you. I will just forward them to you on the chat section. All right, so don't need to panic. All right, so first of all, I would when I come here, I would have to go to, you can go to production. All right, can go to production. Then okay, so go to crops. All right, so you select crops first, and then allow it to load. Okay. No worry, I'll forward you the link, so you don't need to worry yourself. I'll forward the link. Now, when you come to production and then when you go to topic and then you go to crops, we have different varieties of crops. You have corn here, you have cotton, you have fruit trees, you have rice, you have soya bean, you have quite a number. All right. You have vegetables and pulses. Okay, so first of all, let's go to corn, just right click and then select here. I also want us to go to soybean and oil crops, but we can just go to this one. Wheat, perfect. Wheat is very much important. Then you select, go for wheat. All right, so you can now start opening them one after the other. All right, so we have a couple of news that are actually coming out from this particular instrument, couple of news that are already out for today. And of course, you also have from corn region on this other page, but let's just finish up with this. All right, so for corn, we have different news reports. All right, let's go to newsroom. Okay, now let's see if there is any current news for today. I'm trying to see if there is any current news. If there is none, then we just move into the next one. Okay, from this page, there is no any current news here. So let's just check this one. Let's just use this one. That is farmprogress.com. All right, so I'm going to be forwarding this to your farmprogress.com. So when you come to farmprogress.com, the first thing you should know is that this is just the page. All right, you have lots of news here, and it's basically for agro commodities, for every single thing agro news. All right, so coming here, of course, today is August 24th. This is actually the current news. All right, the first thing you should be checking out, this is August 23rd. This is about 4 minutes read. This is August 22nd. Just about 3 minutes read. But let's check some news that are actually August 24th. So apart from this particular one right here, and it's saying between the rows talk continues, corn yield projections higher than predicted. All right. Oh, perfect. I think this is actually a very good and current news. So it said corn yield projection higher than predicted. So that is actually a very good one for corn, right? And this is right. This is today. So this is actually supposed to give us a little bit of a sell for corn. Now let's take a look at the news and see what we've got here. He said according to August 11th report, all right, this report that was in August 11th, all right, said corn yield was going to be about 170 bushels per acre, 1.2% higher than last year. But according to the corn market program, all right, he said the outlook might be even more promising. All right, during the organization. Okay, now this is basically what it is. Corn is saying that there's likely going to be a higher in production, in output, than they expected. Do you understand? There's going to be higher in output than expected. Now, we're going to be comparing this particular news to what we're having in the corn market to see if it is actually true. Is it true that corn is having a better yield than it was projected? So we'll find out when we get to the chart itself, and that is actually supposed to make corn to sell today. If this is true, it means that corn is supposed to sell today. Corn is supposed to sell today. We'll find out. Or we'll find out. All right, we'll find out. Now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. All right, so that is the news for corn. Let's check if there is any other news for soybean. Let's check if there is any news for soybean. We have soybean right here. Okay, and we can also open wheat. All right, and see. So already we've seen a news on corn, which is a promising news for us. Supposed to have a greater yield for corn today, which is a sell for corn today. So corn is supposed to sell. Now let's check wheat if we have anything on wheat and on soybean. All right, soybean is opened. August 24th. Great. There is a news from August 24th. It said, don't settle for 50 bushels of soybean. All right, don't settle for 50 bushels of soybean. Okay, that is actually, you're supposed to buy more, right? Let's find out what the news is really all about. So you can just open it in a new page. All right, you can open it for, sorry. Okay, great. It said, don't settle for 50 bushels of soybean, right? It said, yield robber, soybean ceased. Okay, that is the cease for soybean reduces the yield for many farmers. Soybean cease reduces the yield for many farmers. In some regions of the country, it might take more than 30% of soybean yield. All right. Okay, so this soybean, the cease in soybean is actually reducing the yield for soybean. All right. To gain soybean yield, it might it's time to restore sources of soybean ceased. Okay, the farmers has a field that is continuously registering about 50 bushels per acre. They are probably going to be like it. And okay, so generally, if you read through this thing, I think it's actually giving us a more of a low in production. It's actually giving us a low in production. So this actually supposed to give a little bit of a negative sentiment for wheat, or for soybean rather. So does it mean that soybean is actually going to be buying for today? Most likely. Most likely, it's possible that you're going to be having a little bit of a buy for soybean. All right. It's either is a buy or it's at the same point where it actually opened for, because looking at it alone, it is giving us what was it called? A negative sentiment for soybean today. Now let's take a look at wheat before we go to the chart. Let's take a look at wheat before we go to the chart. Today is also 24th. He said a new test could save wheat growers millions. Now, remember one of the things I told you that affect agro commodities. Number one is improved seedling, right? Improved seedling. Now they just said new test could save wheat growers millions. All right, so let's take a look at it and see what the news is all about. It said Washington State University would develop a new test that could save wheat growers millions of dollars, thanks to a grant from the Foundation for Food and Agriculture Research. Now, this is actually going to be bringing about improved seedling. So what do you think is going to be happening to wheat? With that in mind, I think also wheat might be having some negative sentiment for today. We're likely going to be experiencing a little bit of a sell for today. So now let's go to the chart again and see what we actually have in mind. But before we go there, let me send in the link for this particular so I'm going to be sending the link to the chart. You can just use this particular link because it's going to help you. All right, it's really going to help a lot. All right, it's really going to help a lot. That is it. www.farmprogress.com. You can just use this particular website. It's really going to help out very much. All right, so this is wheat. All right, this is wheat. This is wheat for today. Now, remember that, of course, they said there is going to be an improved seedling. And using with every single information we've got, we're actually going to be expecting a bigger sell for wheat also. All right, we're going to be expecting a bigger sell for wheat. Now, this is where wheat is. Technically speaking, wheat is currently resting on a resistance. Wheat is currently resting on a resistance. So the best option for anybody that want to trade on it is to go in for a sell. All right, is to go in for a sell. And at the current market price, is it selling? Yes, it is actually. It is selling. So we'll actually be looking out for a greater sell in wheat for today. Now, remember that I'm starting with wheat, remember, and the news was not released long time ago. It is just something that came out today, all right? And it's saying that a new test for wheat most likely is going to save what's it called, a lot of traders some good amount of money. All right, there is an improved seedling. There is an improved seedling for wheat. So if there is an improved seedling, what you would have spent millions of naira or millions of dollars to have produced, you will produce it just by a few grain of wheat, and to be able to give you even better or bigger productivity. So this is actually something that can give you some really good amount of money. So wheat is actually giving us a negative sentiment, a positive sentiment, and it's going to be more of a sell. And technically speaking, look at it. It got to this particular verified resistance and it's falling. And if you know how to use your ADX, look at the ADX indicator. ADX is giving us a perfect sell direction. It's giving us a perfect sell direction. So for wheat traders, we're looking out for a sell. Now, a better confirmation for this instrument is when the afternoon session opens. The afternoon session is going to be opening by 2:35. So once the afternoon session opens and then it's opening with a gap down, then you will know that that is even a better confirmation for you to sell. And in that kind of sell, it's not the kind of sell that you just sell and then you'll be wondering, okay, when should I stop? It's the kind of a sell that you'll sell and you remain in the trade. All right. I hope you understand that. So this instrument is actually giving us a a positive vibe for a sell. It's giving us a positive vibe for a sell, right? Knowing that there's going to be an improved seedling, and of course the trade is technically on a verified resistance. So I think it's worthy to note that this instrument most likely will be going in for a sell. So try to be, if you're an agro commodity trader, try to go through that particular website every single day, get to know about the news that are coming out. All right. If you don't know how to do it, just ask your account manager, okay, from your report on this is what you saw. What does that mean? The person should be able to guide you through what the news is all about, and also you'll be able to have a better trading experience. Now, what is the best time to trade agro commodities? Is it during the day or during the night? I'll tell you that to trade agro commodity, the best time is during the day. All right, the best time is during the day. And especially if you don't take advantage of it in the morning, then hold on for the opening session for afternoon. It's either you take it in the morning before the closing, maybe between 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. If you miss it within that time, then don't trade again. Wait till 2:35 p.m. to enter another trade. So if you miss the agro commodities trading between 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, don't trade again. Just hold on for it to get to around 2:35 p.m. to enter another trade. That is after the gap for afternoon. Do you understand? So agro commodities, this particular wheat actually confirmed to the news that we saw. So let's also see for corn, is corn selling or buying? And by the way, this is the opening point. This is actually where the market opened for today. This was where the market opened, and this is actually where it is right now. So it means that we've had more of a sell for today, even though it had a little bit of a push up. So this is about how many pips sell? This is about 48 pips sell already. It's about 48 pips negative. All right, there's no problem. Someone is asking about ADX. No problem. I would get that across to you. All right. Yeah, just also forward me your phone number directly the way you did this. I'm going to respond to that. All right, great. Now, this is actually what we're talking about. So let's take a look at corn and see if corn is also giving us that same of negative vibe for a sell. Now, look at corn also. Corn is currently selling. And by the way, the market is closed. Hope you've noticed. The market has closed. You cannot place any trade on corn again. Now, let's find out. Let's find out. Only one way to find out. And I'm going to use one standard lot. Trust me. that is to tell you that there is no how. And I'm going to be going in for a sell. Just watch out. Market closed. Do you see? Market is closed for this afternoon. Do you remember when I said the market normally closed? Do you remember when I said the market normally closed? Who can remember when I said the afternoon market closed? Who can remember when I said the afternoon trade normally closed? Thank you. 1:45 p.m. 1:45 p.m. That is very, very correct. 1:45 p.m. All right, 1:45 p.m. Yes, I understand. 1:45 p.m. That is a closing time of agro commodities, and it has closed. All right, it has closed. Both wheat and corn and soybean, they've all closed. All right, they have all closed. All right, they have all closed. So it is actually a very good start for today. So the only time it will open, the only time you're going to be seeing any movement on this particular trade is once it's 2:35 p.m. Once it's 2:35 p.m., you're going to be seeing the volatility. All right. You're going to be seeing the volatility once it's 2:35 p.m. Okay, I hope you understand that. Once it's 2:35 p.m., you're going to be seeing the volatility. And also corn, like other trades, also supported to the fundamental of agro commodities. The corn also supported the fundamental. So remember that we said the fundamental on agro commodities is actually giving us a more of a sell potential. All right. What can you remember the news on corn? It's saying that okay, fine. They've actually been some couple of okay, let's go through the news again. No, I am not asking everybody to send me their details, all right? You don't need to send in your details. I was talking to a particular person and he has already responded. So no need of everybody sending their details, all right? Okay, so let's check again to see what was that corn result. Okay, said yeah, there was a greater yield than expected. Yeah, the level that was actually predicted, we had a greater yield on corn. All right, so that is that. So, and of course, a greater yield on corn is actually giving us a more of a sell vibe. All right, it's giving us a more of a sell vibe. Okay, so that is that for that. So what about soybean? Soybean is the only one that gave us a little bit of a buy momentum. So we had a little bit of a buy on soybean, which actually said that they've been a little bit. Okay, I was actually on soybean. I was on soybean chart. Okay, so soybean said that they're more of pests, all right, on that particular instrument. And look at, as from yesterday, they've actually been a massive buy on soybean. Compared to other agro commodities, soybean actually had the highest buy as at yesterday. And today, soybean is still at the same point where it opened in the morning. The price of soybean actually opened at price 1362.41 and is still currently at that same price level. All right, that same price 1362.41. So that is actually to tell you that soybean has not really had any massive buy. All right, they've not really been any massive trade on it. All right, so somebody said, do you mean the agro market opens by 2:35 p.m. and closed by 1:45 p.m.? No, that is not what I mean. That's not what I mean. How can something cannot be opening by 2:35 p.m. and closed by 1:45 p.m. now? It opens the first opening. I told you that it has two openings. The first one is 1:45 on 1:05 a.m. 1:05 a.m. and it closes by 1:45 p.m. Then the second opening is 2:35 p.m. down to 7 p.m. All right. I hope you got that now. All right, so let's get to the next one. Okay, so yes, you're correct. You're correct. Goodness, you're correct. Yes, thank you. All right, so I think that is all for that. And do you have any other question? And I actually told you the amount that you can actually use to trade on agro commodities. I've told you the amount you can use to trade it, and I've told you that it is actually a very profitable instrument. Once you understand how it works, you should be able to do that. And I've told you that there are a couple of sites, but then I gave you one. I think one is actually the best one you can actually be using, which is that Farm Progress. That's actually the best you can use. All right, that will give you exactly what you want. There are a couple of other ones, but I think it is better I just streamline it to just one. All right, I have sent the site already. I have sent the site already. So okay, yeah, I've sent the site already. Okay, so just go through the site. You should be able to get all the informations. The other sites are not really much important because they might just end up confusing you if you're not careful. All right, so the best one you can use is like the one I already sent, which is the Farm Progress. Use the farmprogress.com. When you open it, the first thing you should do is that you have to go through the commodities. Once you go to the commodities, then select corn, wheat, or soybean. Just open all of them in different folders. So in different tabs, and then start going through them one after the other. All right. Just relax and read all of them. Like if you don't understand what the outcome of the news is, you can always reach out to your account manager to find out what the outcome of the news is. All right. Now, some persons are actually asking me about indicators. I don't know the indicator you're talking about, but if it is the one I used on Tuesday for afternoon session, that particular indicator, I said it is not a company's indicator. Do you understand? It is not, and I don't give it out. Okay. And okay, I just wanted to clear that up because I had lots of account managers asking about that particular indicator. And then, of course, they don't know. I also told you that they don't know about it. All right. They don't know it. It is a different distance. So, and I said, if you actually needed it that urgently, you can tell them to send me your own number, not for them to give you my number. I said they should give me your own number. I'm going to give you a call and then we'll talk about it. I think that was actually what I said. All right. So thank you, everybody. Now, I'll just answer a few more questions and then we'll go to the live trading session. It is already past 2 p.m. and I really want us to take out some time to go through the live session so that at least the same way we understood this one, I also want us to understand that. Okay. Okay, so some of the questions. How much can you use to trade on agro commodities? I said if you on agro commodities, you can actually, depending on the price you have, depending on the amount you have. Yeah. Sorry, hold on. Now, for agro commodities, if you want to trade on agro commodities with 0.01, strictly 0.01 and nothing bigger than that, not 0.02. If you want to trade it with 0.01, fine, you can go in, you can actually try that out with just from 500K and above. You can try that out. All right. Remember, you can try that out only if you have up to 500K and above, and you must only stick to 0.01. 0.01. Remember. So from 500 to 1 million will give you that opportunity. But then if you want to actually trade on agro commodities, let's say from 0.05 to 0.09, you must have between 1 million to 1.5 million in your account. You must have between 1 million to 1.5 million in your account. Do you understand? And of course, if you do, and then some of you are asking me which indicator do I use to trade on agro commodities? Yes, I do. I use ADX. I use ADX. Now, ADX is actually giving me one of the best outcome for agro commodities, better than I use IPM indicator on it. It worked, but then I think ADX actually gave me better outcome on agro commodities than IPM did. So I think I prefer to use ADX for agro commodities. Yes. All right. So if you have between 1 million to 1.5, you can try 0.05 to 0.09. All right. But then if you want to try out from 0.1 to 0.9, you must have between 2 million to 3 million naira in your account. But if you want to trade one standard lot, you must have minimum of 3 million and above. One standard lot. And I said, if you're trading on one standard lot, it must be only one trade at a time. One trade at a time. Do you understand? One trade at a time. Good afternoon, sir. Is today agro commodities? Yes, today is agro commodities, and we're almost done with it. If you're just coming now, it means that you came in a little late. All right. So I think I've been able to answer some of the questions that have been posted. But then for the indicators, like I said, I've replied some of you directly, and I've also copied some of the details that you sent. But then I might not give you a call because I already told you about the indicator. It is not a company's indicator. We don't give it out. I don't give you indicator that is not. I can't promise you to give you an indicator that is not a company's indicator. All right. So you should understand that. All right. So going straight to the call of the day. All right, a call of the day. I'm going to let's give it a let's just head to just a second. Just a second, please, because I want to just get all my. Okay, so let's get to the afternoon session. All right, and of course, you already know how we do it. During the afternoon session, we have to start up with dollar index, and of course, after yesterday's massive volatility, sorry, I will try not to be mentioning agri commodities because it is time for afternoon session. All right. Now, I gave you a particular point that you should be looking out for this particular instrument. And remember, I told you that once oh boy, once dollar index is able to break above this particular point, it is headed to this one. And in no time, it actually got there with a very big speed. But immediately it got there, there was a massive fall, there was a massive pull down, and it came all crashing down. But then the question is that, has this particular move, has it ended? The answer is no, it has not ended. You're still going to be seeing a further buy on this particular instrument. Remember that here was actually the major resistance that it had, and it has gone above this particular major. Was it even here? I think it was somewhere around here. That was the major resistance that it had, and it has long passed this particular region, and this is where it is right now. So we're looking out for a new direction on on dollar index. Don't worry, I will soon come back to the real thing. All right. So for dollar index, are we still going to be expecting a further buy? The answer is yes. We're going to actually be expecting a further buy on agro commodities on dollar index. All right. We're going to be expecting a further buy on dollar index. But then before we check, let's just take a look at some of the fundamentals that we have that's going to be affecting the market for today. Let's take a look at some, if there is any fundamental that is coming out for today. And today is Thursday. We have unemployment claims. It actually came out by 1:30. Oh, when we're having the class, unemployment claim actually came out. And let's see. And unemployment claims came out positive. Core durable goods came out positive. So almost all the US news that came out today all came out positive. Apart from this, the core durable goods monthly. Now we have the core durable goods orders came out positive, but then core durable goods orders came out negative. You know, there is a difference between core durable goods and durable goods, all right? A slight difference. So this came out negative, and then this one came out positive. And we see how some speeches that are coming out. Oh, wow, congratulations. So let's see the outcome of this particular news on the economy, and also know how it's actually going to be affecting the market today. All right. Now, it came out positive, and you could actually see that the market actually had a massive push up. It actually went up. All right. It came out positive. So dollar had a buy. So I also feel that other instruments that is quoted with dollar would have sold. Do you understand? Most of them would have actually sold. So let's take a look at what they are actually doing. But first of all, let's take a look at dollar index on 5 minutes time frame and see if there's going to be any further direction. Now, on dollar index on 5 minutes time frame, there is a verified resistance where it is. there is a verified resistance. Now, I had a couple of questions that were asking me about the different time frames, and I just felt I should talk about it. Now, different time frames has their own different analysis. Do you understand? Your analysis is dependent on the time frame you're using. The time frame is not that once the price gets there or once the time frame is over, your trade will close. No, no, no. Time frame is just telling you that this particular trade, when you analyze it using 5 minutes time frame, it's going to be giving you a different kind of look. It's going to be giving you a different kind of look. An analysis on 5 minutes time frame most likely will be different from the analysis on 1 hour time frame. But does it mean if someone else do the analysis and send you the entry, you can trade it with any time frame you want? All right. If someone does the analysis and send you the entry, fine, use any time frame. But if you want to do the analysis yourself, be mindful of the time frame you are using, because my buy on 5 minutes time frame might be a sell on 1 hour time frame, just depending on what you want to do. All right. So I just wanted to say that. Now for dollar index, because of this particular resistance, can I trade cocoa with 200,000 naira? You want to trade cocoa with 200,000 naira? Well, cocoa, you can actually trade cocoa with 200,000 naira. The reason is because cocoa is actually the least profitable. All right, cocoa is actually the least profitable. 0.01 on cocoa is just about 41 naira. So you can trade cocoa, yes, with 200,000 naira. Yes, you can. But that is only cocoa, because the rest are very, very much expensive. Cocoa is not that expensive. All right. Now, so for this particular instrument, I'm going to be taking up a pending trade. All right. I'll be taking up a pending order. Now, the reason is because looking at it on 5 minutes time frame, you could see that here is a verified support. Is a verified support. Sorry, resistance rather, pardon me. Is a verified resistance. And that being said, I am looking out for, if it can break above here, then I'll be going in for a buy. So, but then I'm going to be ignoring this particular untested resistance right here. I'll be ignoring it for the buy. All right. So this is actually what I'm going to be looking at for. And I'm also going to be ignoring this particular resistance because it's also a Toncoat support. Is a Toncoat support. So I'll be ignoring it all as well. Now, my entry for the sell is going to be at price 103.664. 103.664. That is my entry position for a sell. All right. That is, remember that I'm looking at USD IDX. All right, USD IDX. I'm starting up with a sell stop. And I said the sell stop position is going to be at price 103.664. And the TP is at price 103.476. All right. Then the buy stop is now going to be at price 103.935, 103.935, and the TP is going to be at price 104.107, 104.107. So that is actually my entry for dollar index. Now, if you take a look at it on 1 hour time frame, I think it should be able to give you, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I'm looking out for, and all the way to that particular level. And if K is not taken, I'm actually going to be making profits from, let me not say if K is not taken. If K is taken, I'm going to be making profit from both the buy and the sell. Right. So for dollar index, because of this particular resistance right here, I'm going to be trading I'm going to be using this particular formation to take up my trade. It's actually a very long trade. All right. It's a very long trade, but I feel it's actually going to get there once it's able to break any of the regions. All right. So it's a breakout. We're trading on it for today. Now let's take a look at this particular instrument. Now for Euro USD, I'm actually going to be going in for a further sell on Euro USD. I know that the market is currently pushing up on Euro USD. I know. I know that the market is pushing up on Euro USD, but I will not be going in for that buy there. I will not be going in for that buy because I feel that the buy is just going to be ending here and it's almost statistically insignificant. The profitability you're going to be making there is not going to be something so real. All right. I just feel it might just want to push up to this extent, but it will. All right. It will. All right. Most likely we'll get to that point. Now let's take a look at it again on 1 hour time frame. Now this is it. I am expecting it to most likely get here on 1 hour time frame. But if you check the better version of this, it is giving you a more of a sell vibe. Do you understand? It's giving you a more of a sell vibe. Look at it. All right. It might just want to get to this point and then start retracing, but there is no how it to cover up this. So I'm expecting it to get here and then start retracing. But now this is actually what we can do on it. This is actually what we can do on it. All right. So for this instrument, you might just want to maybe take up a little bit of a buy. Okay. Fine. Hold on. Let's use this. Let's use something. Let's use something. Let's check the strength of the buy to the sell. Let's check the strength of the buy to the sell. Just hold on. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. It's still loading. Just hold on. I want us to check the strength of the buy to the sell before we go ahead. But this instrument, we're going to be seeing a further sell. So don't be deceived. We're going to be seeing a further sell on it. Oh, this is delaying. Why is it this? I don't think I have it opened somewhere else. Why is it having this massive? Oh, okay, great. This is what we've had here. All right. Now on 30 minutes time frame, look at it. On 30 minutes time frame, we're having a more of a sell on 1 hour sell on 4 hours sell. Even on daily is also a sell. But on 1 minute and 5 minutes and 15 minutes, we're having more of a buy. Do you understand? So the market is actually still going to push up a little bit just to that region before you're going to be having any further sell. So the best option on 1 minute, 5 minutes, and 15 minutes is to go long, which is to buy. All right, it is to buy on these instruments, but then it is not going to be a very long buy. Now, looking at it, actually bounced off from a Fibonacci level of this particular point. It had this massive bounce off, and the more of the these things you're seeing here are just, this is just on the only resistance that we had here, which is still bouncing off from here. But I still feel that this instrument is still going to go down. This is just a minor buy. It is just a minor buy. The buy is not going to stay for a very long time. The buy is not going to sustain for a very long time. Okay, so I hope you understand that. Even checking it out on 1 hour time frame, you exactly see what I'm talking about. We still have the opportunity for this instrument to go down, but first, it's still just going to have a little bit of a push up before any other time. Now, Euro USD down on this in 60 minutes on this MA. This is just the notification, right? But that is actually what I'm talking about. So let's exit this and go back to our support and resistance. All right. Okay, so with that in mind, I am only going to be going in for, if I want to buy, it's only going to be a very short one, but I actually prefer to go in for a further sell on this particular instrument. I'll prefer to go in for a further sell. I'll prefer to go in for a further sell on these instruments. All right, so let's go to 5 minutes time frame and take our entry position. Now, on this trade, I am going in for a sell. Okay, I'm going in for a sell. I know that 5 minutes time frame is giving us a sell, a buy. 15 minutes is giving us a buy, but then I'll prefer to go in for a sell. And my take profit for the sell is all the way to price 1.08101. 1.08101. So that is my take profit for the sell. That's my take profit for the sell. All right. That's my take profit for the sell. But then if peradventure it actually pushes off from here further up, then that is if dollar index actually loses strength, then this is actually what we're going to be doing. All right. Now, your entry position is at the current market price, a sell entry at the current market price. Take profit is on 1.08101. 1.08101. Then your stop loss should be at price 1.08335. And that stop loss should also be your buy entry. All right. That stop loss should also be your buy entry. That is a buy stop, of course. So you're going to be entering instant sell and a buy stop. Does that make sense? Instant sell and a buy stop. Euro USD is instant sell and a buy stop. All right, so the buy stop is at price 1.08335. All right, instant sell. Okay, TP for the sell is at price 1.08 101. All right, I hope somebody will actually understand it. Instant sell, TP that, and then a buy stop at price that. Okay, so that is it. So instant sell, and if you actually enter the sell, you should have already been on profit for the sell. If you enter the sell, you should have already been on profit for that particular sell. So I still feel this trade is still going to be pushing all the way down, because looking at it, it's clear that this trade is still going down. It is still going down. All right, so let's check my favorite instrument. Relax, we're going to be taking out all the instruments. For Euro USD JPY, I'm going to be going in for a further buy. Come on, I'll talk about them. I've said this in severally. So for USD JPY, I am going in for a buy rather. I'm going in for a buy on USD JPY. I'll be going in for a buy on USD JPY. I might take profit for the buy on USD JPY. It's actually a little bit of a long one. All right, but then I am taking my profit before that particular verified resistance. And my TP for this instrument is at price 146.039. 146.039. That is my take profit for USD JPY. So USD JPY is going in for a buy for today. All right. I know that yesterday we sold, but today is a buy. And our TP for the buy is 146.039. 146.039. I actually feel that this instrument actually has a greater opportunity to go up. All right. Looking at it here, of course, it's still pushing up actually. You might look at this and feel like, oh, what if it's just going to be falling down? But I actually think dollar is strong enough to handle any pressure that is actually coming its way for today. I feel that dollar is strong enough to handle it. So with that in mind, I'll be going in for a buy on USD JPY, a buy on USD JPY. And our TP for the USD JPY is at price 146.039. 146.039. That is our take profit on this instrument, 146.039. I think you should be able to make some profit from it. Then GBP USD, of course, we are also will be considering a further sell, but this instrument is currently on a double bottom. This instrument just made a double bottom formation. For those of you that know what double bottom is, once you see this, you should know what I'm talking about. It just made a double bottom formation. Double bottom is when you have this kind of shape, all right, either a U shape or a W shape. But this particular one is a U shape, all right? And price has actually bounced off from here quite a while, for a long time now. Immediately get there, it just have a little bit of a bounce off. So with that in mind, I wouldn't want us to be unreasonable, really. So I would want us to actually take advantage of it using a smaller time frame, of course. All right, so we'll be taking out a smaller time frame, and hopefully, most likely, is going to be taking it using we might actually be taking this using. All right, great. Before I will enter any sell, I will have to allow price to break below this particular point. Before I go into any sell, I will have to allow price to go below this particular price level. All right, so with that, I'm going to be going in for a breakout. All right, I'll be going in for a breakout. Yeah, the sell is going to take a longer time because I wouldn't want to get trapped in the sell. So with that in mind, I will be going in for a sell only if price. So for GBP USD for this afternoon, for GBP USD, all right, for GBP USD, I'll be going in for a sell stop and a buy stop, which is of course stop levels. All right, so for the buy stop on GBP USD, all right, so for the buy stop, all right, I'll be using price 1.26486. 1.26486, and then the TP is going to be at price TP is going to be at price 1.26651. 26651. All right, so the buy entry is at price 1.26486, and the TP is 1.26651. Then for the sell, stop, someone is asking what is double bottom. Okay, you can ask your account manager actually about this particular one. Sell stop at price 1.26098, and TP is 1.2625 rather 1.25872 2. So that is that for GBP USD. We're going to be using the buy stop and the sell stop. And hopefully you're going to be making money from both the buy and the sell. All right. So that is the breakout we're talking about. And then just one currency before we call it a day and move into the indices market. Let's just look at AUD USD, AUD USD. All right. Of course, we've actually been on a sell for a while. Remember, I told you about this AUD USD. I said AUD is very, very weak. And yesterday, I told you to sell AUD. I hope you did. I don't know how many of you actually sold AUD yesterday. All right. I don't know how many of you sold AUD USD yesterday, but if you did, I believe you actually made some profit too from the sell. All right. But then for today also, we're going to be going in for a further sell on AUD USD. We're going to be going in for a further sell. So my TP for this particular sell is all the way to price. Yeah, because I'm actually expecting it to still come down a little bit of this point. All right. I'm going to be going in for a sell. The TP is going to be at price 0.64139, 0.64139. So I actually feel that it's going to be getting to that point. All right. But then if you want to set up a stop loss, let it be above that particular resistance. All right. Let it be above that resistance. But then my IPM is giving me a sell signal. So I'll be going in for the further sell. So TP is going to be at price 0.64139. So I am going in for a sell on AUD USD. I'll be going in for a sell on AUD USD. On the 5 minutes time frame, it's actually a long direction, but I feel that it's most likely going to get to that same point. All right, 0.64139. But to be on the safe side, you might just reduce it to that Tonko support so that let's not jump that Tonko support. So you can set your TP on this instrument at 0.64202. 0.64202. I think it's better there because I actually shrink the chart and it's giving me a longer process. All right, so going down to the business now, let's talk about the indices and of course the gold. Now looking at gold this afternoon, you check gold had a massive buy yesterday. Do you understand? Gold had a massive push up yesterday. This particular candle, after that 3 o'clock news came out, it actually had a massive buy. And I'm actually looking at for maybe today there's been a little bit of a retracement. There's actually been a massive retracement. And if you check most of this buy that you had, it's also the same kind of thing that you also had on also has something similar when dollar index actually sold. Dollar index sold massively. So it's as a result of this sell in dollar index, that is why gold had that kind of massive push up. All right. So, but for today, we're going to be looking at for I'll be going actually for a sell, but then that sell, I'm not going to stay for a very long time. Let me just open something. Sorry, something is blocking my screen. I'm just trying to take it out. Okay, hold on. Oh boy, where's mine? Okay, so for US30, I'll be going in for a buy on US30 and on US2000. I'll be going in for a buy on US30 and US2000, even on US100. But US100, I'll be going in for a sell. All right, I'll be considering a sell on US100. But for US30 and US2000, I'll be going in for a buy on both. I'll be going in for a buy on US30 and US2000, but on US100, I'll be going in for a sell. Gold, okay, I didn't mention gold, really. Gold, I'll also be going in for a buy, a further buy on that gold. But remember, all this buy that you're seeing, it's not going to stay for a long time. So just make your profit and then go out of the market. It's not going to stay for a long time because if you look at gold on 1 hour time frame, you discover that gold is still going to go down. Do you understand? That buy you're seeing there, it is just a temporary buy, especially for gold. But for US30, yeah, US30 is going up. US1000 will go up. But for US100, I'll be going for a sell. But gold also, that buy on gold is not going to stay for a long time. So if you're going in for a buy on gold, just buy for a few period and then come out of the trade. But it will go up a little bit more. So buy on gold, buy on US30, buy on US2000. But US100, please, I am going to be going for a sell. I'll be going in for a sell on US100. Like now, almost all the trades are actually going to be having a little bit of a push down. All right, they are going to be having a little bit of a push down. All right, but then that push down is going to be after this particular sell, buy rather. So don't stay long, especially for gold. Yeah, especially for gold. Gold is not going to stay for long because this there is a kind of formation that just been formed on gold. It is an arc formation, and it's just going to be having a little bit of this and then have a massive sell. So, but please on gold, like I said, don't stay long on gold. I personally, I would like even suggest you go in for a buy, a sell. As it's going up, you can just be following it with a sell on gold specifically. As gold is going up, be following with a sell, because I think that's actually where you're going to be making more profit. All right. I think it's a better, as it's going up, you'll be selling. If it goes up again, you will sell. If it goes up again, you will sell. That is when you make money. So that when it finally start falling, you'll be able to be on a very good side of the market. So for now, gold, I don't think it is wise to just push in for buy. For US 100, yeah, is a sell. US 30 is a buy. All right. So that is that. Let's take a look at, okay, we've already looked at agro commodities. US 30 is still going to have a little bit of a push up. Now, if you take US 100, US 30 on 1 hour time frame, you see, understand what I'm talking about. It's going to be having a little bit of a push up because you've been having this particular line, like this, something like this, for over a period now. So this is actually what we're expecting on 1 hour time frame. So we're still going to have a little bit of a push up. But for US 100, I will not be going in for a sell. I'll be going in for a buy. Sorry, I'll not be going in for a buy, rather, but going for a sell for US 100. I hope you're actually on a sell on US 100, right? I hope you're on a sell on US 100 because it's still going to go down. Yes, US 100 will still go down. Most likely will still break below this particular Tonko support. Most likely will break below that particular Tonko support. So it's still a sell all the way. All right. Okay. Oh, US 2000 actually had a little bit of retracement, but US 1000 will still go up. All right. US 1000 will still go up because the sell has not ended. It will go up a little bit before any further sell. So for US 100, if you're on a buy, just allow it to retrace a little bit before any closing. I know it's going to sell, but allow it to go up a little bit before anything. All right. So that is that for the instrument. US 100 was now ADX is actually giving a better confirmation already for US 100. So of course, with that ADX is giving you what to do. Now the DI minus is already above your 20 period line, and your ADX line is also above. All right. So it's a very good confirmation for a buy. Sorry, for a sell. So that is that for this particular instrument. And let's remember I told you that if agro commodity opens with a gap down, the probability of the trend continuing as a sell is there. You know that between day before yesterday and yesterday, there was a massive retracement on these instruments, all right, which actually gave us the momentum, the opportunity to buy. But when this particular trade comes out this afternoon, and if it comes out positive, then fine. Like if it comes down, if it comes out with a gap up, then we can continue with the buy. But then if it is a gap down, then it means that you can actually enter a sell and stay for a very long time for that sell because it's going to have a massive push down. All right. But then the only thing that is going to give us the direction of what to do is that it's going to be a gap down. So let's just hope. If it's a gap down, trust me, it can actually go in for perfect. See, it was a gap down. Wheat was a gap down. Corn is a gap down. And soybean, soybean was a gap up. So for wheat, I'll be going in for a sell. I'll be going in for a sell on wheat. I will also be going in for a sell on corn. Yes, I'll be going in for a sell on both wheat, corn. Even on soybean, yes, I'll be going in for a sell on all of them. Now, look at the wheat actually had a massive gap down. Of course, the news actually contributed to this particular gap. So it's going to be, I will not be reviewing cocoa this afternoon. But then for wheat, corn, and soybean this afternoon, I'll be going in for a sell. Remember, we talked about it that because most of the news that actually came out then were all negative news. All right, they were all negative news, apart from that of soybean. Even on that of soybean, actually. Okay, yeah, apart from that of soybean. So, but the rest, we're going to be going in for a sell on corn, wheat, and soybean this afternoon. So it's a sell. But remember, you don't need to stay for long, especially if you don't have enough money to hold the trade. All right, so I'm going to give a call to some of you that I said I was going to give a call to. So I'll give a call to you. All right, at least maybe if I tell you one-on-one that this is how it is, then you think it will be much better. All right, so I copied most of your numbers, so I would do that. All right, and tomorrow's meeting is 2 p.m. So we're going back to our 2 p.m. class. This one was only 1 p.m. because of the agro commodity session. So we're going to be going in through the 2 p.m. class. So if you're already on a sale on agro commodities, yeah, very soon you're going to be in profit. All right, it's already pushing down. Corn, you should already be on profit on corn, and wheat should already be on. Sorry, soybean should already be on profit, but wheat you will be on profit very, very soon. Thank you everybody for joining us today. It's been a long talking day. And it's great. I'm glad that all of you could join me today. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And do have a lovely afternoon. Enjoy the remaining part of the day.